Welcome back to Google APIs. Oh wait, no. Hello and welcome back to Google.rs. What is it? It's a web series that shows you how Google service command line interfaces and APIs are implemented using Rust, and sometimes you have to, look above your own project and see and kind of create tiny small crates that help you to do the big one. And this is json-tools, and I'm just kind of iterating over it a little bit to make it a tad better, a tad more idiomatic. So right now, for instance, if you want to have a lexer, you have to do something like that. Something like that. You have to explicitly call bytes to get an iterator over U8. And I would like to have an to support IntoIterator, which basically allows me to just drop it like that, because these guys support IntoIterator natively, slices basically. And that's what I would like to have. So let's do it. Shouldn't be a big deal. It's really just changing some interfaces. The tests will also be built in. You'll just make this a bit nicer instead. So all we have to do here basically is say, okay, I is, oh, interesting. Well, anyway, I think I can make this a generic function, generic method here that has, well, let's call it T, where T is IntoIterator with item being a U8. Oh wait, where am I? That's a token reader. Sorry. Anyway, then item is a token, something like that. And then I can say iter IntoIterator, and that should be doing it. But of course, I'm always a bit uncertain about that, so I will look it up. IntoIterator should also be in prelude, but I'm not sure. Item. Oh, so we have two types here. But that should be fine, right? IntoIterator returns one of these. Yeah, well, where self IntoIterator item is that associated types. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that could be it. I just call IntoIterator and then I have an iterator, and that's that. Of course, this is now a T. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'm really just interested in a type that supports IntoIterator that provides tokens, and I think that should be fine. I will just see if that compiles. Did I turn that back on again? Yes. So it didn't say a word yet. So maybe it does indeed work. Oh, but it built, right? No. All right. So expected mismatch types, expected token reader, got found token reader, IntoIterator, IntoIterator. Ew. What? Okay, so it didn't get an iterator out of that. That's interesting. But I thought, yeah, I mean, I don't have to do this necessarily, but I've been using that successfully before, and I've been doing this all the time, I think, right? So let's have a look at Google.rs, because there is the API comment that has did you mean, and I think this, oh no, wait, not here, it's in clap.rs, because here I have a did you mean somewhere. Here it is, where it does just that. So I is an IntoIterator, and then I can just use it like this. Okay. But I've always tried to use it like that, but never kind of for iteration. I mean, never for storage, always for direct iteration. And maybe that's the, I mean, not maybe that's the main difference here. That is the main difference here. Because also if you look at the signature, this thing returns an IntoIterator. Which is an iterator. But it's also a different type for him, huh? That's weird. It's reader 29. Yeah, that's exactly that. So expected a token reader I, where I is an iterator. Oh, well, okay, wait. If that is an IntoIterator, yeah, well, that's the type, right? It's a different type now. So do I have to modify this to make this work? I mean, I will try. Let's try it. So now it's something that I can convert into an iterator, and it's a one-off anyway, but that shall suffice. So because when I use it, where do I use my iter? And I say iter. Yeah, the problem with that is the only thing I get back is, oh no, wait, I get an IntoIterator. So that one I should be able to call like an iterator, right? I mean, let's try it. Let's just rename this stuff. So it's an IntoIterator now, at least here and here. This also means I don't need a separate type here. That is much appreciated. Like this, and then I can cut that as well. And now our types match at least. This also means I can store this thing directly, which is, no, wait. No. So I is an IntoIterator IntoIterator. IntoIterator, that is the type. And IntoIterator, that is preset anyway, but item I set, where self IntoIterator item is self item. Okay, that makes sense. So in theory, this is kind of how that would look like. IntoIterator, IntoIterator. No, wait, where? No. Here. So that type, and now I get the associated type. I think that's how you would specify it. And this IntoIterator is obviously an iterator that I previously obtained from an IntoIterator. But it is an iterator that is going over tokens. So something like that. And this is the same thing here. Like this. And now I can, oh no, wait, whoa. Stop. Undo. I think what this is the I must be the IntoIterator part. And then I can say I IntoIterator. This is what I want to store. This is how I refer to that, I think. Because here I definitely want I to be just an IntoIterator over tokens as well as here. Yeah, so I have to refer to that anyway. So I need this bound right here where it is. Okay. So this is that, and then I have I here, which is an IntoIterator. I can call it, which returns the right type, self IntoIterator. And here we do the same thing. Oh, sorry, I messed up. I forgot the braces here. And here the same thing. Let's fix it. All right. Yes. Yes. No. I mean, here we just have to adjust it. Nothing more. IntoIterator item. And of course, not that, but that. Okay. And this should be it. It appears to have compiled. Oh, yes. That is cool. Cool. So now that's for the reader. Now the reader can take this, which is pretty neat. We should also, yeah, well, this works. I didn't have to adjust anything. Let's make it 0.3 because it's kind of a new thing. I should kind of manage my releases better because I've just released something a few moments ago and now I do it again. But hey, it's okay. It's practice, right? Still practice. Yeah, so I guess next one is the key value iterator. I could also have a look at the IntoIterator X, but they don't benefit at all. I mean, not obviously. As long as this thing works, which I verify and test, I'm fine, I'm good. Yeah, so let's do it. I think all I have to do is replace these names here with IntoIterator. Okay, and then, not to forget, this is now either, what was it? IntoIterator. IntoIterator. So this is that. Now I just call IntoIterator here, and that's where the conversion happens. Boom. See? And that's awesome. I like it. I love it, to be honest. It's great. And now I'm able to just test this and we are good. Yeah, the benchmarks you should compile from time to time, I suppose. Even though this will not affect the performance at all. Good. And what's next? Next is the Lexer itself. So oh wait. Here we have to be a bit more careful because it's a different type now. Here we have IntoIterator over items that are U8. Then we have IntoIterator as type. And then we should have a look at the implementation. That's IntoIterator. That's this guy. That's chars IntoIterator. Voila. Maybe one more iterator where this is IntoIterator. Yes. Like that. And we set our item up as we did before. Oh, wait. No. Where? Well, let's see how that goes, huh? Let's see if I automatically implement iterator as well then. So that would be that, in theory. There's a red one. IntoInner. Oh yeah. So that do I use this? I think I used this somewhere. I do, cool. So that is IntoIterator, that's the type and not I think that was the problem here. And so far so good. Might have compiled even. And it works. Awesome. So now we can adjust it actually to be a bit nicer on our eyes. So here we should be able to do just this. Let's see if that works. No. Why is source not an IntoIterator here? This is what we are doing all the time. Oh yeah, that's a string. Yeah, it makes sense. But if I make this a byte string, then we don't have ASCII support. Yeah, so for this guy, for this particular case, we need bytes. That's okay. But for other cases, for instance here, I can make this a nice ASCII string and say, well, look at that. This should work now. Man! Ah, okay, it's not a slice. That's the problem. Yeah. Makes sense. So how do I get a slice? Like this? No, it's just a double borrow. Yeah, that sucks. So bytes is kind of, that should work. Hey, come on. Okay. So I guess it's returning, this iterator is not returning bytes. It's returning, yeah, I don't know when you can use that then. Probably if you have a vector of U8 that you can drain or something, then you can use IntoIterator. Yeah, so in these cases, I think you don't win anything. Oh. Yeah, interesting. You don't win anything for that. For these. But you win something, well, you win kind of nothing. But let's say possibly people will make good use of it because they can now. I think IntoIterator is, these conversion traits basically, I think you wanna have them usually. And I wonder if IntoIterator is the preferred way, or if you want to have a standard conversion trait that consumes the input and, takes and produces the desired type. I don't know. Do we have? Yeah, we have an output type there as well. So I think we could use the conversion trait as well, like the generic conversion trait. But considering we are in the iterator world, I would rather use it. This is also marked stable. So it's here to stay. And if it's here to stay, I'm happily using it. Yeah, cool. I like it, and I will keep it. Mama, may I keep it? Oh, well. First that, and then the version up. So, what is this? It's an improvement to, well, kind of everything. Well, maybe it's a refactor. Let's keep it behind the scenes because no one actually sees it yet. Refactor iterator. Use IntoIterator instead of iterator. We use IntoIterator in place of iterator, which should provide more flexibility when feeding the lexer. However, in our tests, we can't actually use that. Unfortunately, due to the consuming semantics. And, well, literals cannot be consumed because they're read-only. Good. However, it's a nice proof of concept and doesn't hurt. Closes 4, I think, huh? 7. Closes 7. Okay, let's also prepare a commit right away. A release, and then we are done with the JSON tools, I think. Cargo test, that works. And yeah, oh sorry, clog 030, boom, there's our changelog. Let's look at it at least. Oh, that is interesting. Refactor stuff, it doesn't do. Well, good, then we do it differently. It's actually kind of intended. So we skip 2 entirely and just put that here. So now it's 3 and that adds the feature, kind of. It's a fake, but you know. Nobody will know unless you watch this video, which nobody will watch. So nobody will know. So that's for me Chore version up. And it's 0.3.0. That is that. Cool. And now I can do my magic line that I did not too long ago and push this stuff, publish the crate and push it to master. And let's see what the time says. Oh, yeah, since I'm using QuickTime Player, I have no idea about the time unless it gives me some heads up here. I'm too afraid to click anything there now, so I probably will just leave it. Yeah, that's the difference. QuickTime Player is better for recording in every which way than OBS, even though I don't have privacy modes anymore, so that is a problem that, yeah, I don't know how to solve actually, except for having a second screen. But besides that, I might have a second screen actually, like a tiny one. I will look for that, because I would be willing to have something like it. Must be in a stand or something. Could be an iPad second screen. There are actually tools for that, so I just need an iPad stand. But I also need power. But even that can be solved. Yeah. I think I got it. An iPad-based second screen. What about that? Agreed. Nice. So, oh, what's going on? Stuff is happening. All right. We've made the publish. I wanted to see how much time I have here. Maybe I should have some timer or something. I should download a timer app and then just start this, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, that's kind of, I'm still getting into the new workflow. I think I have enough time, that's the point here, to adjust Google.rs. Is this Google.rs? Yes. To adjust Google.rs. Actually, the library mbuild part. Lexer. To use the new style that we can now support. Groups migration lib. Lexer. Oops. I was thinking that I have this code here already. JSON. Oh no, it was email, admin, email, blah, lib. Here I think I should have a Lexer. Yeah, here's the code. Good. Let's try that. Email stuff. Yeah. I don't need to run it necessarily, but anyway. Okay, let's build it then. Okay, while this is building, what I actually want is to invert this. So what we do is we have a Lexer new, then we have a filter, and let's bring up the docs here. The docs, which are these. So then we have the iterator trait, filter key value by type. That's the one. So we now inverse this so that it's more natural to read. Filter key value by type. Type is this. Bada boom, let's put it even more to the left for now. Filter key value by type, and then we do a reader, which gets the cache. Like this. And that's the Lexer column, and now we can obviously put it onto new lines. So we have a Lexer where we filter out the null values, then we have a reader for it, which is exactly what we put into the copy. Boom. To the copy call. Like this. Nope, like this. And I guess I would do myself a favor if I deal with my line breaks here in some way. Well, I could start here, that's okay. Like this maybe. Is that what's better? Like that or on that line? Kind of on that line, huh? Yeah, I think that's sufficient. And that should actually compile while looking much better. See? It's the same thing though, but it looks better. And it's more idiomatic basically. And this shows how much of an improvement you get by having this kind of functionality in our iterator system. Because otherwise you would have to invert this stuff and aggregate the hell out of everything. But this encapsulates the aggregation part and makes it work nicely. So we have the JSON cache in bytes, span mode, filter stuff, and then we have a reader that knows the original cache, which allows it to regenerate the byte stream from the source. It's like an advanced copy-paste. But it doesn't, it kills all white space in the process, which is awesome. And this is copied in 65 kilobyte buffers, which this guy uses internally, to the memory destination, which gives me data rates of, I think like 200 megabyte per second throughput. So that's pretty decent. And didn't work because we have some unclosed delimiter here. So the new finishes here, sorry. Then we have the value by type, then the reader, which doesn't finish. Here we go. Excuse me. So now this should compile. Oh yeah, last but not least, we have to bring in the new iterator ext trait so that it's just visible. See, it even tells you. That's awesome. So now it should be there and working. And should be exactly the same as before. Yeah, and since I don't need to pinpoint the json-tools version, but I might want to do it anyway. So that's in type API. Here we have the json-tools, and we need at least git tag 030. I just say 030 or higher. 030 seems to be a common ground now. Okay, so we do this again with the building, I mean, which regenerates and rebuilds, but that fortunately is very fast. And that should just work fine. Good, let's prepare a commit in the meanwhile. Voila. I should obviously test the YouTube implementation, but I have no reason to believe that anything changed for it because our tests run and we test everything that is relevant to the YouTube implementation. So yes, this is just nicer code for us, nothing more, just cosmetics. All right. And that's staged, and we can go ahead and prepare the commit. Oh yeah, it's much better, much easier to read that thing, and that's code maintainability. Yeah, there is no ticket associated with it. It's a refactor. API. Use iterator ext. Use json-tools. Iterator ext. That way we can invert the flow and produce more idiomatic code. Yeah, that's all. Boom. Should not be visible to anyone and probably isn't. Oh yeah, and just to save some energy, we currently do not build for many reasons, but we will hopefully when everything stabilizes. And yeah, that is that. So I will go ahead with my new awesome improved quality workflow, because that delivers 1080p at 24 FPS instead of 10 at higher quality with better sound. And, you know, for me, it's just like 10% larger files, so it's totally worth the trade-off, especially because I'm now saving 30% bandwidth. So in total, I still save some sort of 20% bandwidth while considerably upping my quality. So thanks for watching and have a good day.